There was a guy called Tony Meehan who used to be the drummer for the Shadows, which was the big group in England then, before us, Cliff Richard and the Shadows. And they'd split us, and then Tony Meehan was a producer, and we paid £15 or something to make the tape. We made it in a Decca studio, but it was independent production. And we recorded To Know Her Is To Love Her, Phil Spector song, a couple of our own. We virtually recorded our cavern stage show, with a few omissions of repetitive kind of, if you do Johnny B. Good, you don't do Old Carol, on a record, right? So it's that kind of stuff. And there's about 20 songs, and Brian hawked it round, and it's a rare piece, all right. Epstein would go down on his own on the train to London with this tape, and we'd still be playing our gigs, earning a living, and then he'd come back with a blank face, we knew he'd bombed out again. And it was pretty shaky then, because there's nowhere else to go if you don't get the record, And when you hear the tape, it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's good. And it's certainly good for then, when you consider that all that was going on was the Shadow, especially in England. It was good for England. I don't know whether it was good for here, with all the great talent that was here. But for England, it was a wipeout. But they were so dumb, they used to ask dumb things like, you'd go in, I wouldn't wear my glasses those days because I was too shy, Oh, well, you didn't wear glasses. We'd go in for an interview, for the first NME interview, and they'd say, which one of you wears the glasses? It's because they thought everybody was looking like the Shadows. One guy wore glasses, the lead guitar, and every group in England looked like the Shadows and Cliff Richards. Well, we didn't, obviously, but still a preconception. So when they listen to these audition tapes, they're listening for the Shadows, So they're not listening to it at all. They're listening like they do now. You know how these people are. They listen for what's already been gone down. They can't hear anything new. It takes just like one guy'll hear it or take a chance on somebody new. It has to sound like what's gone down before. And you hear this tape and it stands up on its own.